Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. David here, and today I'm going to be talking about how you encourage your parrot to talk. Now, parrots are pretty vocal at best of times, but if you want them to say specific things or copy you, there are various methods you can employ. It's worth bearing in mind that not all parrots will talk. Species will play a part in it, as will gender, as will the individual parrot. So please do keep that in mind. For example, female cockatiels are very unlikely to talk or sing. However, a female conure will be able to chat and talk. But even then, it's worth trying some of these training techniques because you may be able to encourage them to just make cute noises or imitate various sounds you make.
Are you a good boy?
Now, the first technique you want to employ to encourage your parrot to talk is repetition. It may sound obvious, but repeating the same thing over and over is going to give them a much higher chance of picking it up and repeating it. For example, with Fish, he learned how to say Alexa because I repeated it over and over again, yelling at ours to change the music. So he just picked it up naturally. And you can do this as a training exercise every day by just repeating the same word over and over again in an equal, neutral tone, and then having your parrot pick it up. It's often the case that many parrots will just pick up things you say, often like things you may not want them to repeat. I've seen some funny videos of parrots swearing and the like because they just picked it up from their owners saying it all the time. But yes, repetition is highly effective for teaching your parrot how to say things. Another useful technique for encouraging your parrot to talk is reinforcing any attempts to try to talk or any mumbling or sort of whispering, that sort of thing. It's very effective like conures especially. So when your parrot is trying to talk, you make sure you have a treat available and you try and reinforce that immediately. It's called capturing. So you're trying to capture the behaviour you want and reinforce it. It can be quite tough because you can't always have treats on hand. So maybe having a little ramekin or a bowl or a pouch nearby is very useful. So you can just quickly reach in and grab something and give it to them. Our conures learn to talk and mumble in this way a lot, and we're trying to encourage it right now to encourage Olive to say kiss kiss and for all the other parrots. And it's just quite rewarding when you can actually grab the behaviour. So, you know, they say something and you immediately reinforce it and then you keep doing it and then it snowballs into effect when they want to do it and they're constantly talking away.
Pickles page. Pickles page. Pickles page. Sand page.
Now this ties into the previous 2 points, and that is using YouTube videos or like recordings to teach your birds to talk. And you basically just are using repetition and capturing here. So, you know, you have it playing on YouTube over and over again. They learn through repetition. If you hear them repeat it, you can immediately give them a treat and capture it. And it's often a lot easier than having to repeat the same thing yourself, because when we talk, sometimes our tones will be different, the way we whistle will be different. I know our cockatiels picked up some bad habits from us whistling, because we're not very good at it. But with a video, it's consistent. So you're playing that same sound to them over and over again, so it's much more likely they're going to pick up a consistent method of talking or imitation. So YouTube videos are very useful, or sound recordings. If you can maybe record yourself whistling and it's consistent, you could even use that. So Mr. Kipling learned how to talk through his previous owner. He used to say good boy, and through us he's learned a few other words as well, and that is basically through reinforcing when he does talk and using and capturing these techniques. He often says good boy. He's started to say Alexa now because I say it so often, and he's learning all sorts of other funny phrases, and it's really rewarding to see.
Are you a good boy? Are you a good boy? Good boy. Are you a good boy?
Now, just as a warning, when you are training your parrot to talk, sometimes talking or imitation or loud squawking, laughing, etc. can be a sign of being overexcited or in various situations, maybe even stressed. So it's very important to look at the context of when your parrot is repeating things. For example, Kipling, when he's very, very overstimulated and very overexcited, will sometimes talk repeatedly and lots. So that's the time maybe not to reinforce. So always keep in mind the context of how your parrot's behaving when they are talking or learning to talk, because you don't want to be accidentally reinforcing really overstimulated, aggressive or overexcited behaviours. And you'll know from your parrot's general behaviour, the demeanour, the feather position, whether they are overstimulated, overexcited and likely to bite, purely because of the way they're behaving. So you can sort of time your training not to reinforce that, or redirect the behaviour and then reinforce for calm and then reinforce for talking if they're continually doing it. It's just worth bearing in mind because you don't want to accidentally be reinforcing any aggressive behaviour. However, having a bird that's slightly excited and a little bit more keen to train can be useful when training them to talk, but again, do make sure it's a careful balance and that you don't push it too far. Pickles just come and say hello to the camera before I wrap up the video. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found these tips useful. If you have any tips on encouraging your parrot to talk, do let me know. I'd love to hear from you. But in the meantime, from me and Pickles, who really wants that camera, take care and have a really nice day.